What's up, YouTube? I'm here. It's been a minute again. I'm not buying books too much lately, so my content might be few and far between until we get settled in the house and all that stuff. So not much happening. Still waiting for the bathroom to get done so I can have access to my office, so I can get all of the rooms, everything that's supposed to be in each room, so I can, get back to normal life. Not to say that it's not normal now, it's just I don't have access to everything, so I'm not really doing my eBay too much because the office isn't up. My comic book room is a mess because all the stuff that's supposed to go in the office is on the floor in the comic book room, so kind of at a crossroads, just waiting. I think the plan is the bathroom's going to get started next week and finish the week after, so then I'll have lots of work ahead of me, and then I'll be able to start showing you the house. So before I get into this haul, I have 3 Detective comic issues, back issues, and then a whole bunch of Hornhead, Daredevil, and I'll explain that in a minute. But before I get into that, if I'm not going to be buying books so much, I still want to keep the channel alive, guys. So I want to do some room hauls, or not room hauls, room showing when all the rooms are finished. I'll have a bunch of cool artwork on the wall and stuff like that, and kind of just see my setup. I want to do that, so I'll show you the game room, the office, and the comic room. The rest of the house will be, our private areas. So yeah, I plan on doing that. At some point, I would like to start showing off the collection again. It has grown massively since I've done that collection video in, I want to say 2015 was the last one I did, so 11 years ago. I might show up box by box, guys. Make like a 40-part series or something, and I'll keep content going for a while. So I might do that. I know I saw, oh my God, I think it's Dan. I don't remember his last name. Bad with shout outs. I know he's been doing a collection series of his alphabetically. I'll probably do mine box by box, which mine aren't alphabetical. They're kind of series by series. Marvel and DC are kind of separate, and then I have indies all separated, so it's not really like, like that. But anyway, you're here for the hauls, so I'll do collection videos, but is there something else you guys want to see? Do you want to see, should I do eBay previews? Like, hey, what am I listing this week? What's going this? Like, for that kind of thing. Do you want to hear my thoughts on the books that I'm reading? Like, should I do, weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly series on, my favorite reads? Giving thoughts and opinions, spoiler free, obviously, that kind of thing. So like lately I read the JSA Compendium 1, I read Batman Beyond Unlimited Compendium, I've read, I'm up to volume 10 on the New Teen Titans trade paperback runs. Been reading a lot of that. What did I read? I read something Marvel recently too. Superior Foes of Spider-Man. I've had that omnibus for like 8 years now, and I finally read it. Good crap. Good stuff. I was gonna say good S word, but I'm trying to limit the amount that I swear. I know it's still gonna happen. I won't upload for kids, but try to be a little more professional. Not that I care, but do a little bit, yeah. Anyway, so thoughts on that. Should I do pre-order videos once I get my computer back? I could do like a little, build my DCBS order once a month kind of thing. Just trying to, come up with some content for the channel, stuff that you guys are interested in seeing about my collecting life and things like that. But anyway, let's get into it. So I'm not going to show the books that, spawned this purchase. But I did miss, for whatever reason, I didn't pre-order Detective Comics for 2 months in a row. Like, the 2 series that I will never drop are Batman and Detective, because that's the runs. Those are my runs. Those are what I'm building, My collection pretty much revolves around Detective and Batman. Didn't pre-order them, so I had to go to eBay. I found a seller that had 2 of them in stock. Had the 2 issues in stock, and they also had some back issues. And it turned out that they had a buy 5, get 15% off deal. So added 5 to the cart, got the combined shipping, and got the 15% off my total. So I picked up some run fillers. They had some Bat and Detective comics in the 500s that I needed. That's kind of my next. For detective, I need the 500s. That's the next century that I'm working on. I kind of put it on the back burner, and I've been focusing on Batman, as you guys know. I completed the 300s this year. So here's 588 for detective. We got 582. I didn't really look these up. As you can tell, they're not in Mylar yet. I'm still, I got to unpack. I still got to get access to my collecting supplies, that kind of thing. So yeah. And then this 580, which is a sick Two-Face cover. I wish I could see the... I can't read the signature. But yeah, awesome Two-Face cover. If you hear my dog, there's dogs outside barking that are getting him going. So sorry in advance. But that is awesome. So happy to add those to the collection. So anytime I can find, detectives that I need, I'm happy to do it. All right, so next up, guys, I have basically... He's howling now. I have a ton of Hornhead. So the story behind this is I have a good friend here that I basically collect with. So we generally only hang out when it has to do with comic books. Not that just kind of seems how it happens. We both have our separate lives and stuff, and we try to get together to go on hauls and things like that. He's a huge DC collector. He has, 50 long boxes full of DC books. And that's just, I don't know. It could be more, it could be less. I don't really know for sure. He's going nuts. Hopefully he stops soon. Anyway, huge DC collector. And he's been thinning out his collection, getting rid of Marvel, getting rid of most of his indies. And he decided that he was going to cash in on the absolute hotness. Oh my God, dude, he's going crazy. Hold on. I think he stopped. Anyway, he's a big DC guy, but he decided he wanted to cash in on the absoluteness, how crazy that those are going. He wasn't comfortable selling them on his own eBay. He doesn't have a lot of seller feedback. He doesn't do it often, so he asked me to sell them for him. So I did. I sold all of his absolute books. He told me to take a commission. I said no, I'll just reimburse my supplies, and I will take some books as payment. So what he ended up doing was I ended up with the entire Charles Soule Daredevil run and the volume 1 of Chip Zdarsky's run. So these are basically, back in the day, I started collecting Daredevil with Mark Waid's volume. I started at volume 3. I collected most of that in singles. I had to read the first three volumes in trade. Oh my goodness, hold on. Okay, I'm back. So anyway, Mark Waid was the Daredevil that I started picking up monthly. Volume 3. And then when volume 4 ended, I was trying to save some money on my pull list. Sorry, I just ran up and down the stairs like 3 times. And he's barking again. This dog, I swear to God. Anyway, I started with Mark Waid, and then it was about a time when I was trying to cut my pull list down. Waid's run ended. It was going to start brand new again with Charles Soule. As much as I loved Soule at the time, it seemed like the perfect way to save, $4 a month. I did drop a bunch of other titles, so it wasn't just like, $4, you jumped off Daredevil. I severely cut my pull list at the time. I was just reading DC. So saving money, reading just my DC books. So I missed out on all of this run, and I didn't pick it up again until after. So this is volume 5, 6. So till volume 7, I didn't pick up Daredevil again. So I missed a whole lot of stuff. So now I'm really excited. I'll be able to binge read all of this. So we got Daredevil issue 1 from Charles Soule. Issue 2 with the Garney artwork. Oh, I'm so excited to read this. A lot of stuff I missed. number 3. He's in the black suit again. Issue 4. Sorry about the glare, guys. I'll get a much better camera set up once I get everything all squared away. I'm using just my standard light in here. But yeah, issue 5. I'm gonna go kind of quick, guys. There are some keys in here that I kind of remember off the top of my head. Issue 6. Again, I didn't read this run, so I'm not overly familiar with it. Issue 7. Some of this is doubles. I'll just keep the better copy of the 2, and then they'll end up in my sell bin. Issue 8. We have issue 9. But yeah, I just kind of want to show off this whole run. I mean, I got a lot of books here, a lot of cool stuff, so I'm really excited to have this to read. Issue 10. I'll probably keep both copies of this issue that I have. Issue 11. First Muse. Issue 12. Issue 13. I'm excited to read about Muse. I don't know anything about him. I didn't watch the show. I still haven't finished season 3 of the original Netflix run, so it is what it is. Call me a slacker. It is what it is. I do plan on watching Lanterns this afternoon. I'm really excited about that. I haven't seen Supergirl, so hopefully I don't have to see Supergirl yet. I don't know if I will watch Supergirl. I've heard very mixed things about it. If you're watching this far in and you've seen Supergirl, let me know. Should I watch it or should I not? I heard that it had a very Man of Steel-like ending. All right. Issue 14. So I paused there. Sorry, I needed to get some coffee. Issue 14. This is a very popular Hot Muse cover. I think it's his first cover. So that must have been the end of the story arc because this is number 1. As in 15. So they like to do the little number 1. Like, it's a good jump on point. Jump on here. Which I appreciate. 16. Looks like some bullseye stuff. 17. I don't know who this girl is that Matt's macking on here, so I'll read about that. 18. Running with the Devil. I got Van Halen in my head now. Got issue 19. Issue 20. I'm pretty sure all these are cover A's, which is even better. Like, I wasn't sure what to expect. Issue 21. 22. 23. 24. 25. 26. 27. 28. And the annual. Return of Echo. All right, so that's that volume. So at one point, so after that, Charles Soule was still writing, but they decided to go back to the legacy numbering because they do that. And we started with 595 here with this beautiful lenticular cover with Uncanny X-Men 135. So you got Kingpin here holding up the logo, where you have Jean Grey's Dark Phoenix here holding up the logo. So just pretty cool. 595. I do have a bunch of these, so again, I will sell off my doubles at some point. 596, 597, 598, 599, 600. Just beautiful artwork, beautiful covers. Again, I didn't do my research, so I'm not going too much in it. I know there's a lot of Dan Panosian. Maybe Quesada did some of these. I don't know who CS is. 601. 602. Let's see. Yeah, CS. They're not Samney, right? Doesn't really look like Sam Neill, but if somebody else is coloring it, then maybe it is. Phil Noto. All right, never mind. 603. I didn't do research, so I don't want to give false information by just guessing. 604. I could be Sam Neill, but I don't know. 605. Then we get to Phil Noto covers. These ones are pretty obvious to tell. 607. 608. 609, The Death of Daredevil. 610. 611. 612. And the annual. And then at that point, Charles Soule jumps off the book after a nice long, 3-4 year run. And Chip Zdarsky jumps in. And he has this nice long volume here. Is volume 6 technically, I think. And I did read some of this volume, but I didn't read the whole thing. Here's issue 1, 2, 3. At some point in this volume is when Elektra becomes Daredevil for a little while. 4, 5, 6, 7, and then Matt, I think that's when he ends up basically joining the church as an advisor to the kids. 8, 9, 10. Secretly he starts going back out as Daredevil. 11, 12, 13. Wow, that's a great cover. I don't know who did it. 13, 14, 15, 16, Daredevil with Elektra again. Where is it? I want to think maybe when he goes to the church, that's the Ahmed run, isn't it? I don't know. All of it's in my head now. The dog's going crazy again. I gotta get through this so I can yell at him. We gotta get a bark collar. It's getting ridiculous. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, because at one point he becomes the leader of the Foot. 21. I feel like that's the end of this. The next volume, volume 7, is when he's the leader of the Foot. And Punisher's the leader of the Hand. And they go at it. 22, 23, 24. I want to say 25 is when Elektra becomes Daredevil, or it's 26. One of these two. One of these two is when Elektra becomes Daredevil. There's 27. We have 28. There she is. 29, 30, 31. I have a bunch of these already. 32, 33, 34, 35. The final issue, 36. I don't remember if there was an annual in this volume or not, so if there is, I'm going to have to track that down, but no biggie, guys. So I wanted to just share that with you, and hopefully everybody's doing well. I'm going to go take care of my dog and figure out what the hell he's barking at, and I'm going to go read some books and then watch some Lanterns. I'm almost caught up on my monthlies. I have Power Rangers left to read. I have Batman left to read. And I have Barbara Gordon Breakout left to read. So with that, I think I'm going to do that today. And then I'll be ready for my next month. And I'll be able to give some thoughts when I open up my next DCBS haul. With that, it's nice seeing you guys. Comment, like, subscribe, the whole 9 yards. Follow me on eBay if you would like. I don't know. I might be done with Whatnot. It's been a long time. So basically I have to start all over again. Still flirting with the idea of selling on Instagram. I don't know yet. We'll see. But yeah, with that, guys, I'm going to let you go. I'm rambling at the end of the videos like I like to do. It's just what I do. and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.